Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 best Impractical Jokers episodes. Now I'm getting this off the website. If you don't agree with it, just let me know. And tell me what your list would be. What do you think? What is your list of the top 10 best Practical Jokers episodes? And yeah. And one more thing. Something I don't want to do, but I'm doing it. My cat was just scratching something and that wasn't supposed to be scratched. So yeah. So here we go. Coming in at number 10 is Supercuts. Final episode of season 1 and the final begins with each of the Jokers trying to get hired as party entertainers. After this, there is a whirlwind of challenges which include everything from putting your nose on someone to asking random people to join their white people book club. And to end the season in a fantastic fashion, the Jokers give us the first ever 4-way punishment where each of the Jokers receive a gag haircut. This haircut includes a mullet, red curls, bleached horns, and an entire shaved head, save for a little turfed in the front. Yeah. I want to do this. I want to, have my own show where I do this kind of crap. It'd be great. You know, maybe someone could tell me to throw a spider in a group of girls that are doing a book club. I don't know. This show aired on April 12th, 2012. Coming in at number 9, Down in the Dump. For the challenge, the Jokers need to slide as many pencils as they can into the pockets of unsuspecting strangers without getting caught. At the end of the day, Sal takes a big loss, and with a big loss indeed. The punishment puts Sal aboard a ship full of massive piles of garbage, with his brand new phone hidden somewhere in there. The challenge will only end if Sal finds his phone, which he does, but to his dismay, the other Jokers reject all his calls, keeping him aboard this stinking ship for God knows how long. This is the best Impractical Jokers episodes where we get Sal's iconic "I Will Never Forgive You" scream, which is now part of the opening sequence of the show. That show aired on August 1st, 2013. Number 8, Parks and Rec. One of the best Impractical Jokers episodes starts off with the Jokers having to complete different tasks in a swimming pool and then asking strangers to review their emails. Although some of these were quite strange, it was Sal who received the loss, and as punishment, he was asked to present a slideshow created by the other Jokers to a city council. I remember this one. The slideshow was very anti-senior citizen. Although the park itself was made for senior citizens. That must have been awkward for Sal. That episode was funny. I mean, they play the same episode every time, though, which is stupid. But anyway, this episode aired on October 9th, 2012. Number 7, In Poor Taste Buds. The Jokers turn into tennis coaches for this episode, with each Joker needing to do as he is told. Murr loses this one because he refuses to ask his client to play a game of strip tennis with him. Although the client might have said yes, who knows? Because of this, Murr needs to face his punishment, which is him posing as a culinary expert who needs to taste different dishes, except his mouth is filled with Novocaine, rendering his taste buds all but useless. Let's just say it's a good thing he had his apron on during the punishment. Because if you remember, he was drinking the tea, and it all came out all over his apron. So, yeah. This episode aired on September 25th, 2014. Number 6, Welcome to Miami. This episode has the Jokers chilling on the beaches of Miami until they need to ride on the scooters that are controlled by the other Jokers, and see how long they can last. Q is the big loser this episode and needs to retrieve his backpack, Who says backpack anymore? From the back of an alligator. Except Q doesn't know that the alligator had his mouth taped shut the entire time. And as it turns out, the backpack wasn't even his. And then Q throws a trash can at Joe. So, yeah. This episode aired on January 29th, 2015. Number 5, Nationals Disaster. In this episode of the show, the Jokers need to give away mystery bag items to shoppers at a grocery shop amongst other dares. The loser of the episode is Joe, and his punishment requires him to perform tricks in front of pro gymnasts and try not to look like a complete failure. Let's say he doesn't do so well. This episode aired January 23rd, 2014. Number 4, Enter the Dragons. Ever heard of the band Imagine Dragons? They suck. They make an appearance on this episode. As a punishment, Sal and Joe must open for the band Imagine Dragons. You can imagine how that went. It was terrible. Air date October 24th, 2013. They also start out with Sal with them all at a hot dog stand, and then Sal makes a hot dog for this girl, but then he throws it across the field, and she's like, "You son of a." Coming in number 3, Look Out Below. In this first episode of season 3, and arguably one of the most memorable episodes, Murr loses the challenges, and as a punishment, has to skydive out of a plane. Oh my god, it was funny as heck. This is the iconic and one of the best Impractical Jokers episodes when we see Murr's ferret face. The real fans know what that means. Yeah. My god, that episode was so funny. January 2nd, 2014 is when that aired. Oh my god. Oh my god, you had someone on you. They weren't going to let you die. And then he tries to punch everyone, and you all know how that went. Number 2, Elephant in the Room. With this episode, you're in for a laugh. Laugh right as the Jokers go head to head by telling strangers their deepest, most humiliating thoughts. That's it. I don't remember this episode. This aired on September 6th, 2014. I don't know why I just did that. I don't know why. And coming in at number 1. Permanent punishment. And you all know what that is. As mentioned before, this episode of the show is widely regarded as the best episode, and for good reason. This episode shares the Jokers dressed up as security guards in a medicine store, and the main premise of the prank is that they need to clip balloons on strangers. Murr, Sal, and Q all lose this episode. They go to a tattoo parlor where they all get tattoos, while Joe is sipping out of a pineapple. Sal got Jaden Smith on his leg. Q got 38, lives alone, has 3 cats on his arm. And Murr has a ferret on his thigh. A ferret jumping out of a plane. Yeah. So. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, if this made you, well, I don't think it made you laugh. Season 1 is on Netflix. Season 1 of Impractical Jokers is on Netflix. So you can watch Supercuts, because that's on there. And I think I'm going to go do that, because I want to know. I want to watch it, because I feel like it. And anyway, you all have a good night, or day, depending on when you're watching this. I'll see you all again. And do not report this video for any reason. Thank you.